A strong cold front will bring cooler temperatures to much of the central and eastern United States into next week. Meanwhile, a big storm system will drop several inches of rain across the western Great Lakes as we head into Monday and Tuesday of early next week, as well as the tropics remaining active for now. But will the tropics remain active as we head towards the middle and end of September? All that and much more coming up in your weather forecast. Thank you guys for joining me here this morning. Good Saturday morning out there. We're getting towards the middle of September, guys, toward the peak hurricane season. We'll be getting to that here in this video. If you guys do want to subscribe down below, definitely do so here. I provide you guys with daily weather forecast updates every single morning to keep you guys all ahead of all the storms out there from coast to coast and across the tropics. So definitely hit the subscribe button down below and also leave any comments and questions down below, as well as like the video, and I definitely much appreciate it. Looking here ahead to this afternoon, we got kind of a cold front moving across the upper Midwest and the northern plains as we head into later on this afternoon. You can see that here with some of these brighter colors showing up on the vorticity signature. This does mean there's some energy in the upper levels of the atmosphere that will transfer down to the surface. So that will mean some cooler temperatures here from the southern Canadian provinces will actually make inroads across the northern United States as we head into later on today. And that will continue to push its way further into the United States as we head into tomorrow as well, with more energy with an upper level low pressure system starting to develop on the base of a trough across portions of the western Great Lakes and the Midwest as we head into late this weekend for your Sunday and early next week into your Monday. So looking first here at the temperatures with this cold front, this will bring an appreciable temperature drop across portions of the upper Midwest, the northern and central plains. We have temperatures this afternoon topping out into the middle 60s from central Wisconsin, central Iowa, all the way back into the front range of the Rockies, even places like Denver reaching the middle 50s this afternoon. Lower 70s up into portions there, the Dakotas and Montana. And again, ahead of that cold front, still some, summer-like temperatures with middle to upper 80s. And even as you get down towards portions of Texas there, toward the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Wichita Falls, and even up toward Tulsa there, we could be around 90 degrees this afternoon. But even as we push into your Sunday, guys, that cooler temperatures will actually start to push a little farther to the south towards the Ohio Valley, towards the Tennessee Valley, as well as the Red River down there in North Texas. We'll have a lot of cooler air pushing across these areas. And where you see the 60s here across the western Great Lakes, that is our heavy rain setup as we get into later on this weekend into early next week. We'll talk about here as well. But even as we get into Monday, we'll start to see a warm-up across the Great Plains and the northern Rockies. But again, with that lingering rain shower activity across portions of the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley, that will limit our temperatures with the cloud cover and, again, the rainfall to the middle 60s as we head into early next week on your Monday, September 12th. So looking here at this cold front and what this means for the precipitation chances here, we do have some precipitable water values showing up here in the blue colors and also the purple colors here. Back into Kansas, that's around 1 to even 1.5 here inches of precipitable water. So what that means is if we have any showers and storms move over this environment, they could be capable of squeezing out that 1 to 1 inch, an inch and a half of moisture here all the way down to the surface. So that will be something to watch as we head into today, and even as we head into Sunday here. This is our prime area of some heavy rainfall. We got the open western Gulf of Mexico feeding in here with this low pressure system. We got the drier air from the north, just a classic upper level low across the Midwest that will draw in moisture from the south here. And that will meet up here with the convergence with the cold front. And that's what we'll see across the areas in the western Great Lakes as we head into Sunday, is widespread moderate to heavy rainfall. And looking at this with the composite reflectivity here using the NAM3KM model, it does look like we have kind of a stripe of some moderate to heavy rainfall at times, maybe a few scattered showers and storms here with some lightning, rumbles of thunder there from central Kansas all the way back into eastern Nebraska, central and western Iowa as we head into the morning hours today. This will propagate farther to the west towards Des Moines, getting up toward Dubuque, Iowa, and then all the way back towards Kansas City as we head into later on this afternoon. And even as we get into the overnight hours, into your early Sunday morning before dawn, we're going to be talking about here, some widespread rainfall along the Mississippi River and points west across eastern Iowa, far northwestern Illinois, southwestern Wisconsin, all the way down here to eastern Kansas. And maybe can't even rule out some scattered showers and storms getting down toward the Texas Panhandle into Amarillo, getting back back into the northwestern suburbs there of Oklahoma City, into New Mexico as well. And then even as we push into Sunday, we got that heavy rain setup with that cold front and all that moisture here drawing northward from the western Gulf of Mexico, meeting with a convergence, like I said. And we're going to be talking about some widespread moderate to heavy rainfall across Illinois, getting down into portions of Missouri, southern Wisconsin, and eastern Iowa as we head into daybreak here into the morning hours on Sunday. And even as we kind of move into Sunday afternoon, I'll zoom it in here for you guys to show you how heavy some of this rainfall could be. And some of these yellows and oranges here, that's some moderate to heavy rainfall with rainfall rates over an inch an hour. So that's what we'll be watching here as we move into the Sunday afternoon. Even as we head into Sunday evening, dinner time frame, still some widespread heavy rainfall across portions of northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, and getting over here in portions of Indiana, western and southwestern lower Michigan, southern Lake Michigan as well. And look at the rainfall totals, guys. We could be seeing rainfall amounts, especially into eastern Iowa, much of Illinois, getting into Indiana, southwestern lower Michigan, and southern Wisconsin, reaching around, on average, around 1 to 3 inches. But there's going to be isolated pockets of rainfall where we have more of those enhanced rain bands, especially here, according to this model, across northwestern Illinois. We're going to be talking about rainfall amounts that could be on the order of 3 to 6 inches. So definitely some appreciable rainfall amounts with the big storm system moving through as we head into late this weekend and early next week. And this could affect the Soldier Field playing conditions for the Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers game here at Soldier Field on Sunday at 1 o'clock. So we'll definitely be talking about that a little bit more as we get a little bit closer towards tomorrow. But looking back here at the tropics, we got Hurricane Earl continuing to spin across the northwestern Atlantic Ocean right now, and really kind of watching this system potentially developing and across the southeastern Atlantic Ocean, coming off of the African coast right now. This has a lower end possibility, a 20-30% chance of development. So the tropics are slowly quieting down for the time being. But right now, looking at Earl, this is continuing to maintain hurricane status all the way through the Sunday morning time frame before dropping back to a tropical storm as it moves into the North Atlantic toward the middle of next week on your Wednesday. Again, this is pushing away from Canada, pushing away from the U.S. mainland, and actually moving towards Europe, just kind of like Danielle did. So that is definitely some good news that it's kind of going to be remaining off land and over the open waters as we head into early next week. But looking here at this visible satellite imagery, we got here the Hurricane Earl up here to the north. We got kind of a little bit of a system developing potentially here across the central Atlantic. This should not be too much of a big deal. We got another wave here of moisture and more energy coming off of the African coast. That is that 20 to 30% chance of development I was just showing you in the yellow shaded color. We'll continue to watch that as that pushes off to the west-northwest. That could develop into a tropical depression, maybe a tropical storm. And if it does, the next name on the list would be Fiona. So we'll continue to watch that as we head through the rest of this weekend and into early next week. Looking over here in the eastern Pacific, we still got some active weather. We got post-tropical Cyclone K that is just to the southwest here of the U.S. mainland here, just southwest of California. That's going to continue to kind of meander its way, to weakness, really. It's going to be weakening very quickly here through the next couple of days. We are watching a little bit of a system that could develop right near and just south of the Mexico coast here. This has another 10 to 20% chance or so of development over the next 2 to 5 days. So we'll continue to watch this. This could be the next system we'll watch here if this does kind of curve back up towards the Baja of California as we head in towards next week. So we'll continue to watch this as well. But considering all the water temperatures out there in these orange shaded colors, the red shaded colors, these are water temperatures in the oranges and even the reds of 80 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're definitely talking about some warm water. So again, any of these systems that can maintain their intensity or even strengthen could definitely strengthen quickly because we have all of these warm waters widespread across the Atlantic, the Caribbean, and the Gulf right now. And even looking across the eastern and central Pacific as well, even towards Hawaii there. Yeah, we're talking about some warm water temperatures here. Again, in the orange, around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. In the yellows here, even about 75 degrees Fahrenheit water temperature. So still appreciable water values across these areas. So definitely have to watch every system that moves across the Atlantic, the Caribbean, the Gulf, and much of the Pacific as we head through the next week or two. And looking here at this is kind of a weird chart. Again, I'm kind of showing this for the first time. We are seeing kind of a dry pattern starting to move in across portions of the tropics, especially across the Atlantic, I think, as we move through the middle here of September. But as we get towards late September here, as we get towards the September 20th, September 25th time frame, we'll start to see another push of some stronger moisture, some stronger systems coming off the coast of Africa. And I really do think by that time we could be talking about another system trying to make headway toward the Western Atlantic, the Caribbean, and maybe even the Gulf. So we'll continue to watch that. I think we'll be in a kind of a lull for a little bit here toward the middle of September for the hurricane season, but then we'll pick right back up where we left off here into late September. I think the 20th onward towards the end of September and even starting the month here of October, will be rather busy across the Atlantic and probably even the Eastern Pacific Ocean as well. So we'll continue to watch that on the tropics here moving forward. But looking overall back to the United States here, the Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10 day temperature outlook from September 15th through the 19th, so getting towards that third week in September, does favor likely to almost certainly above normal across the center of the country, really well east of the Rockies here. So anywhere east of the Rockies here, we're going to be above normal with the temperatures here. We do have a trough crashing into the western United States right along the coast here towards California, the Pacific Northwest. That could provide some below normal temperatures there. Also, the active storm pattern will actually continue to remain off to the north across the Rockies and the upper Midwest, with some above normal precipitation possible, if not likely, especially as you get back into portions there of Idaho, western Wyoming, and portions of the Rockies there. And a classic La Nina pattern, once again, with below normal precipitation favored from the desert Southwest all the way back through the Tennessee Valley and the Mid-Atlantic. Again, we could have some precipitation in this zone, but again, mainly below normal during the middle and towards the third week there of September. So we'll continue to watch that. And again, looking at this a little farther out here towards the middle of September, a few days from now, Thursday, September 15th, we got more of kind of a, lull in the weather pattern on the main, United States area as well. We got kind of a zonal flow trying to set up here with maybe a little bit of a ridge across the eastern United States, bringing that above normal temperature regime across this area. But as we get towards next weekend, towards Saturday, September 17th, we're watching the stronger jet stream starting to kind of dip down toward the Aleutian Islands and towards southwestern Canada. This is going to be the next player here, I think, for another big storm system that could traverse the United States as we get towards the end of September. Again, that zonal flow for the time being next weekend will set up across the west and the central United States, with that ridge dominating across the east, bringing those above normal temperatures. But as we move into the following week, into Monday, September 19th and onward, we could be talking about a rather substantial trough digging in across the Pacific Northwest and portions of British Columbia, Alberta, Canada, and this could be the next storm system we'll have to watch for the potential for more heavy rainfall and perhaps even some severe weather as it traverses from west to east across the United States. But again, plenty of time to hash this out. We'll continue to watch the trends in the weather forecast models to bring you a more accurate weather forecast as we get a little bit closer. But nevertheless, looking at that the third week in September, the 17th through the 23rd timeframe, that ridge, like I said, will dominate across the eastern United States, really along and east of the Rockies. Above normal temperatures favored there. That trough crashing in that I was just showing you, bringing below normal temperatures across the west and the Pacific Northwest as well. And again, that active storm track, as that trough kind of digs down across the Pacific Northwest, with potentially another cold front towards the third week in September. Yeah, above normal precipitation from the Pacific Northwest, the northern plains, and the western Great Lakes can be expected, with again a typical La Nina pattern with near normal to slightly below normal precipitation from the southern U.S., from nearly around the desert Southwest areas, Texas, all the way across the Tennessee Valley, the southeast, and up towards the Mid-Atlantic as well. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you guys gained some information and valuable for you guys. If you guys like this video, remember to like it down below by giving it a thumbs up. Leave any comments, questions, concerns below. I'll get to those later on today. And most importantly, guys, do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Definitely appreciate you guys joining me here this morning. And again, it's free to subscribe. Subscribe down below, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.